In this video, I want to share with you an app that I absolutely love. It came to me through a referral from a friend. We were in discussion about subscriptions. Now, have you ever experienced this before where you sign up for something and you pay maybe $9.99 a month, and then the next month or a few weeks after that, you find yourself signing up for something else for $6.99 a month, and then a few months after that, you sign up for something else that's $49.99 a month, and after a while, you have all these subscriptions, and when you go look at your bank statement, you're like, oh yeah, that one, yeah, and then I know that one, that one, but then you find one, you're like, oh, what's that about? Okay, all right, maybe I'll take care of that later. Have you ever experienced that before? Well, I have, and I've done this many times, but I would never really get to it. And I've also wanted to lower my monthly bills, right? And so I would use apps that were similar to this, but not exactly like this. So I want to introduce you to Truebill. It is a great app. This is the desktop version, which you can log in and use it as well from there. I personally don't use a desktop version. I use the mobile app version, which is great. But I want to go over this with you and how Truebill can help you take care and manage your finances. Now, I want to make something very clear about Truebill, because most people think that if you just download the app and you get started, everything's going to magically appear and be organized and be straight. And that's not the case at all. Actually, it does give yourself some time. You might want to log in the first time, maybe for 30 minutes to an hour, and really set up your accounts and then start organizing some things. Because you're probably going to find that if your bank account is like mine, that things start to be everywhere, and you're wondering, well, what is that purchase and what is that purchase, and you're just not sure. The beautiful thing about Truebill, it helps you to rename certain purchases and also group them into categories. And better than that, it helps you show charts. I love charts. I don't like entering the data for them, but I definitely like looking at them, and it gives a good overall picture of what's going on. So Truebill will help you manage your finances. It will help make you optimize your spending and help you show you what you're spending your money on, help you manage your subscriptions, lower your bills, and stay on top of your financial life. It has been featured in many different places. Personally, I subscribe to Forbes, and I don't mean literally pay for Forbes, but I read Forbes pretty often, and I heard it from my friend who also reads Forbes. So that's where we got it. So it's very simple, 1, 2, 3 process. Get the app, connect your accounts. It's very secure. It's using the standard 256-bit SSL encryption, so you don't have to worry about hackers. It uses bank level security. And then number 3, take control and save, where Truebill magically gives you a complete picture of your finances and helps you cancel unwanted subscriptions that may, surprise you. So here's a look at the inside of the app, and we'll kind of go into this step by step. So one of the things in the dashboard, it'll show you how much you spend, right? So this is not how much you earned that month. This is basically it shows you how much you spend. It does show your cash on hand and what your card balances are. I would recommend to do that. Connect all your credit cards to this app, and then you're able to see what the balances are. You're also able to see what your spending habits are. That's really important. A lot of people don't really pay attention to these things, but I'll tell you what, you'll probably be pleasantly surprised or even shocked that you're wow, I didn't realize I was spending that much. So if you haven't experienced that feeling before, you'll definitely get it with Truebill. Next thing is subscriptions. So subscriptions will look like this. It will show you exactly what subscriptions are coming up. It'll show you on the calendar view, hey, what's coming up on the 11th? I didn't know I had something on the 11th, but we forget sometimes. And sometimes these subscriptions can be so small, but yet they're zapping our wallets and taking our money away. So this helps break it all down. It shows you when the subscription is going to be withdrawn, and also what it is. And this gives you a nice view of what's taking place. And when you're analyzing your subscriptions, you might realize, and if you're really trying to clear up debt and also break down your personal finances, what's going on, and evaluating these things, it really helps, because you're do I really need that? Should I keep that? Should I get rid of it? I'll give you an example. We had a Disney Plus account for about, I want to say, 8 months. And then what happened was, when we moved to Portugal, unfortunately, you can't use Disney Plus on an Apple TV, so it wasn't working for us. And I realized that. Well, the second month in, I saw the Disney Plus subscription kick in on the app, and I'm we're not even using it right now, and we don't know how long we're gonna be here, so because of COVID. So cancel the subscription, right? But if it wasn't for that reminder, that probably would have gone months and months and months of zaps out of the account. But Truebill brings it to the forefront, brings it right out. So that's what's really good about subscriptions. Then you have reports. It will show where your money's going. It'll show you how much you've earned and how much you spend. It breaks it down by the month. And it shows if you had a positive month or a negative month, positive week or a negative week, positive day or a negative day, really breaks it down. Also, another cool feature, which I'll tell you a personal story, really interesting. They will actually handle probably your most common utility bills and phone bills and all that kind of stuff, cable, security, all that stuff. Well, here's what happened for me. I actually contacted them for Sprint. I used to be a Sprint, which is now T-Mobile, used to be a Sprint customer. And I had Truebill try to lower the bill even though I was on seasonal standby. I was still paying about $30 a month just for seasonal standby. It's like, what's that about? So I had Truebill contact them and try to lower their bill. And they did. They lowered it for $13.99. So I was like, cool, thanks a lot. And they do it for free. The other thing is, a month after that, I saw the $13.99 come out. I saw it come out on the Truebill app. I'm like, do I really need that service right now? Am I really gonna get that number again? And I'm like, nope. So what I did is I went online and I canceled the number completely. So I completely saved myself all that money. And then it shows up in the Truebill app. Really good. So if it wasn't for Truebill, I probably wouldn't have thought that way. I probably would have continued to pay for years and years and years, like I have been all these years. Another one is smart savings. So it helps you to reach your goals by setting money aside. So they'll help you do that and automatically set funds aside to help you for your savings goals. And that's a really good thing. It's also a very good reminder whether your goal is taking a vacation or maybe just saving for your kids or whatever it is. It helps you do that and it helps make that happen for you systematically. So that's a really great thing. A lot of great testimonials, a lot of people using the app. It's very cool, very simple. They're fairly new, made in San Francisco. And other than that, I can't say much more about it. That's really all there is to it. It's a very simple app. And okay, so one thing they don't focus on here on the website, okay, is the part that I really like, which is called grouping by category and grouping by you can change the name. So for example, when a transaction happens, let's say with PayPal, okay, it will come out with this like PayPal 12578 transaction has all these other words, right? You've probably seen that on statements before. You're like, what is that? Well, the cool thing with Truebill is you can actually reword the transaction and it will remember it the next time it comes through. And then it will group it into that category. I love that feature. And you only have to do it like once. That doesn't mean I have to go back to every PayPal transaction. I can actually just do it to one transaction and it will recognize all PayPal transactions and change them up, change the label and title and categorize them all, which is huge. Boatload of a time saver. Now, in the beginning, when you're doing that though, it might take a little bit of time. If you like it clean and organized like I do, I got that OCD going on. So I really like to have that feature available and to see everything organized and clean. So if you are that way too, then you might like this feature, which is not really highlighted here. And lastly, they're hiring. So if you're looking for a job during these weird and crazy times of COVID, they're hiring. So you can check that out too. Hey, listen, if this video was helpful to you, please let me know. And I want to also make another announcement. By recently taking Truebill and subscribing to them and also using their app, it's actually a free app and you can donate money. You can actually pay them what you want for helping you save money, which is a great thing, by the way. It's a free app and you can choose what you want to give to them for helping you save money. But I want to let you know, I would like your help, is that all the money, we made a recent decision that all the money we make from our YouTube channel is going to our efforts in Uganda. We like to help underprivileged children who don't have the opportunity to stay in school and to get educated. And we believe that education, even financial education, is really important to growing a successful life. So please smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps the YouTube algorithms, and that way we can increase our revenue from YouTube and help more kids in Uganda. If you want to know a little bit more about that, here's a video for you.
So I was